Hi there, this is David, and welcome to 5 things that I wish that I knew before I started up Tactics Ogre Reborn. This classic has been released many times for many systems, but it always still seemed to fly under the radar, mostly because of its Japanese exclusivity on the SNES, subsequent low print run on the PlayStation, and then the remake was largely ignored by the jrpg community at large because it was only released on the much maligned PSP. Well, at first look, you might think that it plays just like Final Fantasy Tactics. In reality, it doesn't. This is a whole nother ballgame, and beyond the basic nuts and bolts, it really doesn't play anything like its more famous spin-off. So, with that, let's go ahead and get started with some hints and tips for this fantastic game. Number 1. Character creation matters. Upon beginning the game, you're going to be asked a series of questions, and how you answer them is going to affect your stats, just like in many Western RPGs. If you want your hero Denim to be more offensively orientated, you'd better pick more aggressive answers. If you want him instead to be more focused on defense, then be cautious with your choices. Or, if you want to make him a mage, then you're going to want to choose answers like an intellectual would. After answering all these questions, you'll then be asked to choose a goddess, and this will set your elemental alignment. Similarly, each character that joins you is going to be elementally aligned as well, so you're going to want to pay close attention to their element, especially for the mages, because, for example, if your wizard is fire elemental, then their fire spells are going to deal extra damage, and they'll take less damage from that element too. Conversely though, they will deal less damage with the opposing element and take more damage from that as well. However, do keep in mind that there are items that you can use to change a character's element around in the menu. Number 2, check that menu often. Between many story events, the shop inventory is going to change, and you don't stand a chance without the latest and greatest gear. Unfortunately, there is no optimize option, so you're going to have to be checking on your gear pretty often. Also, just because something is new at the shop doesn't automatically mean that it's better. Many times equipment will raise certain stats while simultaneously lowering others. Then there's the skills. You only have 4 slots, so make sure that you get the good ones in there, like pincer attack, HP+, meditate, concentrate, as well as the appropriate weapon skill. Obviously upgrade your spells when available, and also keep a revival item on everyone, since permadeath after 3 turns is a thing here. Not only are you going to want to be checking on your units, but also the Warren report too. Here in this menu, you're going to gain more insight into the story, see special locked off cutscenes that you otherwise wouldn't be able to access, and even open up some hidden maps that can only be accessed through that Warren report. Number 3, keep separate saves. So let's talk about the story. You know how in some games when you make a choice, the dialogue might just change for like the next paragraph or so, but then you're going right back to where you started? Or more rarely, you might gain like an infinity increase or something along those lines? Well, not here. They actually matter in a real definitive way. Many times during battle, you're going to be tasked with rescuing someone, and if you don't, that bitch will die, like for real. Or there's going to be times where you're presented with a choice which will affect the outcome of the story for the rest of the game. Entire chapters and massive storyline sequences will play out completely differently depending on a single choice. Then, if you make the wrong choice too many times, some party members will get pissed off at you and decide to just leave. So do be aware that choices here certainly do matter. Number 4, use Canopus. With that out of the way, let's talk battle and strategy. While many games give you an overpowered character, they're normally tucked away in a hidden area or given to you only at the end of the game. But here, Canopus is handed to you on a silver platter right at the start. As a winged Vartan armed with bows and arrows, as well as a mean axe, he can fly over any and every obstacle and deal death perched from the rooftops above with his bow, or go ahead and land behind the healers and then just chop them in half. Also, unlike the other archers, he's not fragile, so my favorite thing to do with him is to take him behind enemy lines and then target those healers and casters in the back, severely crippling the enemies while the rest of your team deals with warriors and tanks out front. And now, a little bit something else to mention about those battles. Number 5, get that loot. All of the rewards that you receive at the end of each battle are essentially the loot bags that you didn't collect during the battle. So you might think that it's not necessarily to collect them. However, if an enemy unit gets the loot before you do, it's lost forever. So the only way to really guarantee that you get everything is to go and race them and get it first. Canopus obviously is pretty good at this since he can fly around, as well as the knockback and counter-strike skills come in handy too by knocking the enemy off the tile before their turn ends. Then, another important distinction is that the green tarot cards left behind can only be collected during battle, and getting those tarot cards will raise your stats permanently, so you really gotta get those. One last thing to note, to keep your army in tip-top shape is that most of the battle objectives are really just to kill the leader, and yeah, you can do that, but I would recommend killing everyone else first, get all the loot, experience, gold, and other bonuses, then killing the leader, because you want to be as strong as possible for all the challenges that lie ahead. Well, that's it for the 5 things that I wish that I knew before starting up Tactics Ogre Reborn. What do you wish that you knew before you started? Let me know in the comments. And if you like this video and wanted to hear on the channel, please consider supporting me over on Patreon for exclusive videos and early access to my content, heading on over to Twitch for streaming fun, or coming over to my Discord to chat and hang out. The links to them all can be found in the video description. This has been David. If you like this, please like, comment, and subscribe, and have a good day.